Good morning, Twyla from Twyla's Totes. This morning I'm doing another Valora. It's the Valora bag by Mormino with the bow from the Fiona bag by Isaiah. I'm using that as my bow. Okay, I'm really excited about this one because it is my Haunted Mansion themed bag. I'm using the green stripes from Fabric Therapy and just regular black as my accent color, as my bow. And then I have this, I can't remember where I got it from, but it's the wallpaper. I'm also going to attempt to do this lace trim on parts of the strap connectors. And I'm using gunmetal hardware, black zipper tape with gunmetal. I had green, but I don't have, let me show you the greens. I have these two greens, which would work really well. One in antique and one in gold, but I didn't have the hardware for those. So I'm going to use my Mickey Mouse zipper pulls that I have in gunmetal. Can you see those? Those are the zipper pulls I'm going to use. They're so cute. I'm excited about that. And I have, okay, I got this file on onETSY. I'll look it up and I'll put it down in the description. I can't remember where it was, but it's an embroidery file. I have a Topaz 50 Husqvarna Viking Topaz 50 embroidery machine, and I found this. It's for a banner. You see the little holes. This is the smallest size, and I printed, or I embroidered the pattern, and then on the inside where you would put your ghost host name, I put my Twyla's Totes name. This one I did on white canvas, but I was worried about the frayed edges. I've fray checked these, but I was worried about those. So I did another one on white vinyl that I got from Glitterbug Fairy, and I did another stitching of it, and that's going to be my bag tag. So excited about that. And then I just used my Kai scissors and just cut the scallops out. Okay, so we're going to get busy on this. I'm so excited to share this with you, and hopefully it comes out how it is in my head. Hope you guys are having a good Halloween. October has been, this year has been really hard on everybody. This whole year has been really hard on everybody. So let's do something fun. Let's do this instead and forget about that for now. Okay, let me get you down here where you can see. Hold on. Okay, how does that look? Does that look good? Okay, let me get my pattern over here where I can see it. I'm working on some everyday totes right now too for Christmas. Okie doke. Got my pattern set up, and we're going to start on the handles. The handles, the strap connectors, and the crossbody strap. Okay. Let's get all those done first so we can get that out of the way. Okay. And I'm using, let me see, I think it's spruce from Swag. It's really pretty deep green color. Really excited about that one. Okay, strap connectors. We'll do those first. I drew a line down the center, and then we're going to take some tape, or double stick tape, and put it on that center line. And then we're going to fold these in to meet each other. butt up against each other. Okay. Oh, let me get my trash can over here. You're just folding those edges in. And I'm using 3/4 inch hardware on this back. And there's one. And on these, I'm just going to clip it for now. I'm not going to sew the edges yet because I'm going to do that when I sew it onto the bag. I'll do my 1/8 inch. Okay. Now we're going to take our D-rings. And we're going to fold these down. There's a measurement in the pattern for the length of them. Double check. There we go. Okay, and I'm just going to put a teeny piece of tape. Oops. All my tapes are getting stuck together. Oh, and somebody asked me the other day where I get my tape. I get my tape mostly from Weft and Warp, but I've gotten it from Sew Yours, and I think Mormino carries some Weft and Warp tape. So you can get it from, there's a bunch of places. Wack carries it. So you've got choices if you can't find it at one of the others. Okay, now we're going to fold this down to okay, because I'm doing, there's 2 different sizes, so make sure you look at the right one for your size. Okay, I'm just going to line it up here along my machine. And gently pull it. And I've got that tape on the back there to keep it in place for me. Okay, now my other thing I'm going to do on this, which I'm really excited about, is I'm going to put some of that lace down either side of this connector. I'm just checking, make sure I've got them the same length. Okay, we're good. Let me hold that in place right now. Let's get our lace out and see how we like it. I got this lace at Michael's. They had exactly what I was looking for. I was so excited. What I'm thinking is up each side. I think I'm going to do that. So let me do that really quick. I'm going to get some 1/8 inch double stick tape here and put it along either side. Uh-oh. It's messing up. My plastic on the side here is getting in the way. Let's pull this off. There we go. Now Let's see what we did here. Okay. Okay. Looks good. Now I'm going to take my lace. I'll put it down here right along the bottom. And this tape will hold it until we get the strap connector held on. Okay, let's see. Grab my scissors. Where do I want it to stop? What do you think? Right there at the connector, I think. So we're going to cut it right there and put this up on the inside here. There we go. That looks good. Okay. I'll take the tape off the other side also. Put another little piece up here at the top. Hope you guys can hear me okay. I've got my mic on, but we'll see. Okay. Remove the paper on this side. Stop, stop, stop. Let go. My tape is just being a pain in the butt today. There we go. Okay. Stop. Okay, we're going to start up here. Just put it along the edge there. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so cute up against the green. I'm excited about that. Okay, let's do the same on this other side here, on this other connector. And when you have this up against the green stripe, it's going to be so cute. Oh, I lost my tape there. There we go. And just make sure if you're doing this that you face the lace out, not towards the inside, because you don't want it in there. I know that's a silly thing, but you know, we get busy doing something and we don't pay attention to what we're doing, and it happens to all of us. Okay. There we go. Get this. Try to get them about the same height. There we go. Put that back down. Clip that back on. I have a couple other places that I'm going to put this. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, I'm going to set those aside just for a second. Okay, while I've got them, okay, we'll do that. We're going to work on the handles. We're going to do the same thing. We need to put a line down the center. Okay, we'll put a line down the center, and we're going to fold these in to butt up against each other. Because then we're going to do like a faux roll on these. Okay. So I'm just going to put tape down the center here. And I have some fresh bobbins and a fresh needle. So hopefully we'll be doing okay. And there we go. And we're just going to butt this up against that other piece. Okay. We'll do this one too. And then we're going to top stitch down either. No, we're not. We're going to fold this to do our faux roll, and we're only going to stitch down part of it for now. Because then we're going to sew this. It's going to create a faux rolled handle. It looks really cute. I really like it. Okay, now we've got that done. We're going to measure up from either side. It's in the pattern. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a little mark on either side of the handle here. And those will be my start and stop marks. Okay. So we're going to pinch it together, matching up those marks. Okay. And clip. And clip. Okay. There we go. Now we're just going to sew from this first mark, down to the other mark. And we're just doing it on the one side, the double folded edge here. Oh, it would help if I turn my machine on. And I have my stitch length about 4.5. I love that green on there. Can you see it? And this is going to give us our faux rolled handle. Okay, beautiful. Let's do the other handle. Okay, got my marks. Pinch them together. And then we'll sew down the side like we did on the other one. Okay, stop at your marks. There we go. Our two handles. Those are done. Okay. Now we're going to do our crossbody strap. Now with this one, I'm going to put tape on either side of the line because I'm going to leave a slight gap in between the two when I go to fold them in, so that when we fold them in half, we've got a little bit of room in between there for, you know, accommodating for the thickness of the vinyl. Okay. Got tape down either side of that center mark. Okay. Now we'll put this all together on camera. I'll do that later. Excuse me. I just wanted to show you. Okay, I'm starting in the center so I don't stretch the vinyl. So you're just gently pressing it into the tape along that center mark. And I'm not like butting it, I'm like just this side of that mark so that I can still see the line, and that'll be my gap between the two sides. Okay, there we go. Let's do this end. Okay, now I don't know if you can see, I'll show you in just a sec, that I have just a tiny little space between these two sides so that when we fold it up together, they'll lay nice. And on the handle, you stitch down both sides of it once you get it all folded up together. Okay, you see how there's a little bit of a gap between there? I want that so that when I pinch this together, they'll lay nicer. And you won't have like a weird bulge on one side or the other. I'll put the hardware on this later because I'm so excited to get to the next part. I just wanted to make my straps while I had a full bobbin. I'm thinking I'm gonna put some of the lace on the bow. I think that's what I was thinking. So when we get to that part. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to sew down one side and then down the other. And this will make our crossbody strap. There we go. Handle is done. Strap, I should say. And I'm just going to cut off this uneven piece down here. Let's check the other one. It's not too bad. There we go. There's our crossbody strap. Okay, I'm just going to roll that up and we'll play with that later. Okay, so now I'm going to take my connectors because I want to get that part done real quick. And my side pieces. Okay, and what I'm going to do on the back side, there's a measurement to mark down because we're going to fold that over. We're marking it on the top widest part of these side pieces, okay? Because this is a kind of a what do I want to say? Slightly birthed drop-in kind of situation, a hybrid of the two, which I really like because it's a lot easier than trying to birth through like the pocket or something. Okay, now I'm going to put some tape on the top here. and we're going to fold down to that line on both pieces. Okay, I'm going to put a couple clips on there just to hold it for a bit. There we go. Now on the front side, we're going to take, and I'm going to put some tape down the center of this. So we can hold it onto our piece. Okay. So we'll take the tape off, or the backing off the tape here. And what we're going to do is we're going to line it up on our center mark down here where I marked the centers. And we're just going to press that down. Loving it. Okay, let's do this other one while we're at it. Got it on the clip there. Oh, stuck to my thumb. Okay, and I'm just looking at the center where I cut the mark there. Okay, we're going to press that down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew up one side across and back down. Okay. Piece of, there we go, to protect my hardware. Looks good. Oh, I'm happy with that. Okay, let's do the other one. There we go. Aren't they so pretty? Okay, we're going to put a rivet in here. Just for extra security. again where I'm going to put this rivet here. Yep, that looks good. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to use my hole punch. Okay. Put the cap back on. Okay. I'm going to rivet press these really quick. I will be right back. Knock that piece over again. There we go. Got our rivets on. Okay, let's put these up for now. We will be using them again later, but we don't need them right now. So I'm going to put those up. And we are going to work on the bow, because we're still prepping for the front piece. Okay, so let me get my bow pieces out. Oh, I guess I could do this real quick. I'm going to put my snap in. I want to get the bow pieces out. Oops. Okay. Put this back in here. And oh, that's my purse feet. Oh, I didn't do my purse feet yet. We'll get there. Okay. Thought I put a snap in here, but I didn't. Let me grab one really quick. I don't know that color. Not that color. There they are. You need one of those, and two of those. And I've already put Decaville Heavy on these two pieces where the snaps are going to go, and I have Decaville Light on the main body pieces. And I've marked the center so that I can line up my backing piece here. Make my marks for my holes. There we go. Use my knife and cut those up. Make sure your fingers are out of the way on the back side. Normally I would cut this upper lining piece out of the lining material, but I wanted the stripes on this piece. Okay. I'm going to fold those prongs in to hug each other. Take the cap off of this one. And put the backing on. I know I'm bouncing around in the pattern, but it's because I've made a few, so I know where I want to be on it. And Lauren has, you know, she's got a video, several videos of making this bag. Okay, now we're going to cover those with some duct tape. We're just covering the prongs to help keep them from rubbing on the lining. Or the inside of the bag, wherever it's touching. Okay, got those two done. Ta-da. Okay, now the bow. My feet. Should I do my feet? We'll do those in a little bit. Okay, what I did with my bow is I cut this center piece instead of using the piece on the pattern here. I cut mine 2 inches by 5 3/4 so that I would have plenty of room to grab that bow. And we're going to fold. I didn't mark the center of this. Mark the center here. Okay. And we're going to fold this in to butt up against each other. And then we'll stitch down either side like we did on our straps and stuff. Okay. There we go. That's going to be the center part of our bow. Now on this piece, this angled piece, we're going to take some 1/8 inch tape and we're just going to go down the edge 2 of the angled pieces. Okay. Because we're going to fold this in half and then we're going to stitch around the whole thing. There we go. Okay. There we go. It's not too bad, 45 minutes so far. And most of it's kind of prepping to get ready for. Okay. Now I'm just lining up these edges here. And we can trim it after they don't quite line up. Okay. And we're going to stitch around the whole thing. Now what I might do is, when you have this up in the bow, you know, it's all going to be crunched up together. Do I want lace to go around the whole thing? Or just on the bottom and the sides? Let me stitch this first and then I'll think about it. There we go. Wipe off my needle, it's getting a little sticky. This is just a little alcohol white. It helps when you're sewing through the tape. Okay, now let's think about this for a second. Let me trim this up a little bit. There we go. Now it's going to be crunched up in the bow. Like so. Do I want the lace to be in there? Maybe I'll just put it on the tie part. Let's get that part done and we'll see. Okay, we got that done. Got that done. Put these up here. Now we're going to do the bow. Okay. On this, we're going to mark down the longer edges because that's where we will sew this to. Or I mean, fold this to, excuse me. And we're just folding in like a 1/4 inch on these longer edges. Get our tape. Okay, fold that down to meet the line, and then we're gonna top stitch both of these, and then I'll decide if I want the lace. Too far. Okay. Let me top stitch this down really quick. Okay, now, oops. If I were to put lace on the top and the bottom pieces, would that be too much? Because we don't want a whole lot of it, do we? And then once it's all crunched together, you really won't see it that much. So maybe I won't put it on that. Let me try to crunch this together first, and then we'll see. I'm getting my bow done up. Okay, I'm just trying to imagine. That's not there. Maybe I will. Okay, this was my original idea, so I think I'm going to go with it. I'll take some tape. We're going to tape our lace on here and then top stitch it again to hold the lace on. Glad you guys are here helping me, because I am really bad. Not really bad, but there are times when I have a hard time deciding on some of my elements. Okay. Here we go. Cut that off. Okay, we will do the other side. Don't unravel. There we go. Oh, that's so cute. And I think I might do, we'll look at that in a second. Okay, let me get this top stitched again. That looks really good. I like the double stitches on there. Okay. I have a section there, but I think it'll be fine. Yep. Okay. Let's do that again. Find the center. Here we go. Let me clip that really quick. Ooh. Okay, and then what I was thinking on this one, maybe. No, we'll just do it on the bow part and not, I mean the top bow part, not the bottom bow part. Okay, let me get a piece of thread here. So we can tie this. And my needle. I'm just tying a knot in the bottom of it so it'll be easier to hold on to. Okay, now got that folded the way I want to. Okay, take my thread. And I'm going to hold it, give it some length so I can tie this off. Oops. I'm just going to tie this off on the back side. Really tight. Oh, there we go. And the needle just kind of gives weight to the thread so that you can hang on to it. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so cute. Okay, now we're going to crunch this piece up. Guess I should find the center of it first. There we go. There we go. We're going to put it on the bottom of this piece, like so. Hold it, and take our thread and wrap it around. Okay. Pull it tight, and then tie it off. Sorry you guys can't see what I'm doing here, just my fingers are getting in the way. Tie it off tight several times. Okay. Cut those threads. Okay, now we've got our bow. And I will fluff it and play with it when I put it on the back so that we can see. That looks good. Okay, and this piece is going to go around the center here. Okay, so now I want the, we're going to work on the front and back piece now. Let's set our bow aside here. Okay, I have my front and back piece. Let me get my pocket. Yes. Okay, the back piece is going to have the slip pocket, and the front piece is going to have our bow. So let me mark my centers here first on both of these. Okay, both front and back cut. Okay, and let me show you this other embroidery I did. 999. So cute. Okay, we're going to take our slip pocket lining and put it right side together with our slip pocket piece here. Wipe that off again. Okay. And we want, let's see. Oh, that's way back there. I bounce around and then I can't remember my seam allowances. Okay. And we're going to stitch across the top of that. Flip it back. And then we're just going to top stitch across the top of that. Okay, then we're going to pick one of these. I think I had it lined up pretty good with one of them. I should have kept them together. It wasn't this one. I think it was this one. Yeah. Okay, let me trim this down. Okay. Now we're just going to line it up at the bottom. No. Okay, it was this one. I should have left them clipped together so that I would have remembered. I kind of fussy cut this one so that I'd have all my stripes lined up together. Okay, then we're just going to stitch down the sides of this to hold it in place. Okay, baste it together. Okay, so this is our back piece. And what I'm going to go ahead and do on here is we're going to put our handles on too while we're working on this. Grab my piece. Okay. Where's my pen? There it is. Okay. I'm going to use my template piece here. And I'm just going to mark the bottom of each of these boxes. Okay. Can you see that? The bottom of each of those boxes. Then I'm going to take one of my handles And I'm going to place a little bit of tape near the bottom here, just to hold it in place while I get it stitched on. Even up these. Okay. Oops, I dropped something in there. Hold on. It sounded heavy. Oh, it was my ruler. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tape off. Make sure. Okay, we're going to take the tape off, or the backing off the tape. We're going to spread this out and put it right on that mark there. Okay, and I'm going to give myself a little starting point. Was it my pen that I threw in here too? I think it might have been. Hold on just a sec. Okay, I lost my pen in there. But anyway, I'll find it later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself a starting point. On, basically a stopping point. On there. I am just not having any luck with these pens today. Okay. Let me check my bobbin really quick. I'm pretty sure we're good. We're good. Okay, take your time at this part. I'm going to put my needle down at my starting point there. Okay, go in and just go slow. Okay, then we're going to go up. And across. Oh, I'm going to pull the threads through because I didn't back stitch, so I'm going to tie the threads off on the back side. Okay. Oops. Grab a hold of them. Okay, pull my thread through. Looks really good. We're going to tie these off. Okay. Now make sure you don't have your strap twisted. And we're going to bring this other one down on the other marking. Okay, set that myself a starting point. We'll do the same thing. Put our needle in at that starting point. We're not going to back stitch. Oh man. Okay, pull the thread through. Go. And pull that other thread through and tie them off. Okay, now I have a wipe. It's just a baby wipe. It's just water, basically. Doesn't have any chemicals in it. You don't want that. It'll take your color off your vinyl, or it could. We're going to wipe away those markings. Oh, voila. Oh, I wonder if I should have put lace hair. Oh, that would have been cute. Darn it. Let's see. Might have been a missed opportunity there. Oh my gosh. What do you think? I wonder if I could pull this up and stitch it down the side. We could do that. We could do that. Let's do that. Okay. These are right along the edge, so they're within the seam allowance and it's not going to bother it. I'm just going to pull up a little bit on each side. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. See what I've done? I just pulled up a little bit on each side, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my lace just inside here. Put my tape down. Okay. Pull it up. Okay, I should have done this before, but that's okay. We're designing as we go. Now I'm going to put the lace down. Excuse me. Just on that tape. Okay. Now I'm going to stitch. I've got the bottom piece folded out of the way, so I'm not going to accidentally get it. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm glad we did that. Thanks for telling me. Adorable. Now we'll stitch down the side again. You guys are getting pretty good at this. Oh my God, that's adorable. Okay, now we're going to work on the front part. Okay, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to measure, I think I'd go down 5 inches from the top. Centered. Make my mark. Let me double check, make sure. Centered. Okay. Now this mark that I made, we're going to use our hidden connector tool from Joleelee Creations, which I highly recommend. It's great. Okay, and since my bow connector piece is 1 inch, we're going to use the 1 inch on our thing here. Okay, find my center. There we go. Okay, we're going to line up that center, the center line here with our mark, and we're going to go trace this outside bumpy out piece. There we go. So we have this little bump out piece here. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to get our X-Acto knife out. Oh, I don't know why I put that up. I am not paying attention to myself today, am I? Okay, I got a little cutting mat here. Put that underneath. Here's my bumpy out part and my knife. Got this from Hannah Woodworking. You need to go check that out because she has a lot of really, really cool stilettos and seam rippers and blades. Okay, and we're just going to cut that bump out piece. We're not going to cut the straight piece across the bottom, just this. Okay. So we've got that marked and cut. Okay, you see how that pokes out? Okay, got that done. Now what I'm going to do next, because I want to get my bag tag sewn on, I found my pen. It wasn't in the trash. Okay, let me get my bag tag. I'm going to use the vinyl one, and I want to mark my, get this out of the way. Okay. Now we can put that up. Okay. So this is going to be my top. This is where my bow is going to go. I need to mark my handle placement next for the front here, because I want to put my bag tag on. Okay, got that marked. Let's see. Trying to decide. I think I'm going to have to put my straps on first. then place that on. Because I'm trying to avoid this piece down here. I could go up a little higher. Okay, we'll get our straps on first and then we'll decide. Okay, so let's get some tape on here. Just a little piece on each side. To hold it down. Okay, place that directly on the line there. Get my ruler, make my mark. Okay, place your needle down on your mark. And pull the thread through because we're going to tie it off. There we go. Pull your thread through. We'll tie them off. Okay, now we'll do the next one. Make sure your handle isn't twisted. Oh, I didn't cut that one. Okay, put your needle down in that position. There we go. Okay, we'll pull that thread through and tie them off. Okay, let's take our wipe off our marks there. Looks good. Okay, now let's decide. I'm going to put some tape on here. Just to hold it onto the bag while I'm sewing around it. Where do we want this? Right there. Looks like a really good spot. I think that's where it's going to go. Okay. Let's come down just a little bit more right there. Yep. Looks good. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this, and I'm just going to tie my threads off. Okay. I have to fix that really quick. I don't like that. It moved on me a bit. Okay, let me get these tied off really quick because I didn't like how that was coming out. Just trying to follow around the embroidery stitching part, then I missed. So let's do that again. Okay, I'm going to add some heat to that later and that'll pull that out. There we go. Okay. There we go. That's better. There we go. That's better. Okay. Pull these threads through here. Tie them off. And this one over here. I'll tie this one off. Oh yay, the sun's coming out. We had a dreary rainy day. It's been nice and chilly though. Okay. Yeah. Once I get some heat on that, those will come out. How cute is that? Okay, let's get this bow done. What we're going to do is, with the wrong side up, we're going to place that in our hole here. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to pull out. There we go. I'm leaving about, what, a couple inches maybe in the bottom there. Okay. And what we're going to do, we'll stitch from the back side here. We're going to stitch really close to this line, or this opening here. Okay. And that's just going to hold it in place. Okay, can you see those stitches right there? Okay, now we're going to take our bow and we're going to wrap this around our bow and put that right back through the same hole. Okay. Squish my bow up a little bit so I can get that in there. Okay. And pull it nice and tight because we want this to be this bow. Okay, make sure I got that pulled in nice and tight. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Okay, what we're going to do, got that nice pinched. We're going to pinch this up like so, and we're going to stitch through this tongue piece and both of our vinyl pieces. Okay, get as close as we can get with it. Make sure you hold your threads. Lost mine. Pull that again. There we go. There we go, I got it. Hold your threads. There we go. Got it. Okay, you see where we stitched through all of that? And we'll flatten it down. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Now over here, we're going to take our bow and spread it out, and we're going to stitch it to each side of our bag here. Okay. I'm just going to try to get them, you know, evenly spaced. Okay, I'm going to mark down on the back side here. There's a measurement. And this is where we're going to fold the sides to in a bit. Now I'm just checking to make sure I've got my, try to get my bow out of that section. So that it doesn't get stitched up in the when we fold it over, it doesn't get stitched up in there. Okay. Check this one. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna base stitch these side pieces of the bow just so they stay in place while we're doing the rest of our bag. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I'm just gonna fuss with that later. Is that not cute or what? Okay, and then that's our back piece. And then we've got our side connectors. So let's get those. Let's get that sewn on. Okay. Okay, we're going to place our side piece on here. Make sure your bow is out of the way. The tail piece down here. Clip this together. Okay. Okay, got that clipped. Make sure that's out of the way. We've got a nice flat piece. Okay, I'm going to leave this here right now. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some lunch. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, we're going to sew the side pieces on. Okay, make sure you've got your little tail out of the way there. Oh, almost forgot. We need to make sure that we mark the bottom because we're going to stop down here. Do it on the other side too, so I don't forget where I'm going to stop. We need that marking on there. Okay. Okay, we're going to stop at that mark. Okay, we're going to do the other side. Same way. Make my mark down here at the bottom. Okay, we can get our other piece on here. Make sure your little tail is out of the way there. Now on this side, we're going to start at that mark and go up. Same difference. Ooh. Oh, it's out of the way. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing to the back side. Line up our pieces. Oh, I didn't mark this side, did I? Mark that too. This is our fold-in piece. Okay, we're good. Get the clipped back on. Okay, and then this side. Okay, got that done. Now we're going to get our bottom piece, put our feet in. Grab my bottom. And I put a piece of Decaville Heavy on this. And I'm just going to mark the template pieces have a spot to mark where to put your feet in. I took it out. I know it's in here. Hold on. Find my feet. There they are. Okay. Got them. I need 5 feet and 5 of the back pieces here. Okay, I'm going to take my blade and carefully cut into these spots here. And pay attention to what kind of feet you have if you're putting feet on, because like these, it's a prong, but you put it down the center hole. There are some that have 2 prongs. Make sure you pay attention to that if you've got 2 prongs that are spaced a little bit apart, because you'll want to cut 2 holes for those. I had some, I think on my my Donut Cat Everyday Tote I did, that had, because I used paw print purse feet, and they had 2 because they were spaced a little bit apart. So just, you know, pay attention to which kind of feet you have. Okay, got those all in. I'll put the washers on. There we go. Oh, I should have marked that first. It's okay. Now I have this piece. Let's see. These that are from Wawak, they're a little bit harder to open the prongs, so I use just a little tool to help space them apart so I can pull the prongs down. Okay, make sure I got those in good. Okay, they look good. Now I'm going to take a piece of duct tape and we're going to cover those prongs so they don't come through the lining later. Okay. Now, since I didn't mark my center beforehand, I'm going to go ahead and mark it on here. Excuse me. Okay, that looks good. Got it. Got those marked. Now, we're going to add that to our bottom piece. Oops, I mean our body piece is what I meant. We're going to line up the center marks. Make sure put my tails up out of the way there. Okay. And we're going to be start and stop. There's marks that you're going to start and stop. Basically where your deckville is. Let me check my lining or my bobbin. Okay, it's looking okay. There we go. Okay. I'm going to start there. Make sure you hold your tails. Okay, and we'll do the other long side the same way. Match up our centers. I know where start and stop is on this. Okay, now we're going to do our short sides. Squish it down. And the other short side. Go. Okay, and I think I trimmed the bottom. Let's see. I'm going to trim the corners at least. So that when we turn it out, we don't have all that bulk in there. Okay. Now, place some tape on here before I forget where we're going to be folding these sides into. Okay, got my tape on. I'm going to turn this out. See how it looks. Okay, I think I'm going to put a piece of duct tape in there just to hold that piece down. Okay, just to hold our bow down. Are we putting these? Let's see. Wrong side out. Okay. Well, I'm going to wait because when we put this together. All right, let's work on our lining. I know you're excited. You want to see the outside of it too, but we're going to wait. Okay, so that's a bottom. Zippers. Side. Panel. Okay, let's get our interior slip pocket. All my bits and pieces are just falling all over the place. Okay. I want my interior lining pieces. That's my bottom. My interior top. These are my sides. And my interior zipper. And my interior slip pocket. I didn't cut that piece yet. Let me go cut this piece really, really quick. I just want a piece of trim piece to go over my pocket there. So let me cut a piece. So that I can have a cool little trim piece on there. Y'all can just listen to me make a bunch of noise over here. Okay. We just need like a 1-inch piece to cover. That top edge on there. I should say a 1-inch long piece. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be so cute. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark on the back here. But you can have it double-sided if you want to. I have it interfaced, so we're okay. Okay, which way? I think that way's up. Yes. Because we're just going to fold down like a 1/4 inch of this. And then we'll put our all these threads, because my lining is cotton, so it's going to fray like crazy. Okay, fold that down. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to mark this piece down the center, so I have a center. And we'll place some tape on either side of that. Okay. There we go. Then fold this over. Like so. Okay, now we're going to top stitch. Looks good. Okay, now we can put this on our lining piece. Let's mark our centers here. I'll trim off some of this interfacing so I get my pieces lined up properly. This interfacing that I used on my cotton here is from Castine Handcrafted. I really, really like the feel of it, the weight of it. Okay. And we're just going to place this on the bottom here. What did I just tell myself? Cut off the interfacing. Okay. I'm going to base this on here. Okay, I'll trim that. There we go. All looks good. Now I'm going to mark a center mark on here. And I think I want mine slightly off-centered. Okay. So I have two little pockets in there. Okay, let me check my bobbin. Doing good. Got a little bit farther to go. I'll change it in just a second. Let me get this done, and then we'll change it. There we go. We got my two little pockets going on there. Let's change our bobbin real quick. Which we don't have that much farther to go. Got my let's see, we've got our pocket, our zipper pocket to do. And I don't think I cut my overlay for that. So I'm gonna go do that really quick because I like doing an overlay. For my pockets. Let's cut these. Loving that. Okay, hold on just a sec. I'll be right back. Okay. I went and cut me a little overlay here. Gotta finish cutting out the center part. And then I got two tags that I'm going to do, one or both. I haven't decided. Okay, that's my outside pieces. Okay. Okay, there we go. So this is going to go on here. Do we want the tag that says spooky? Or do we want the one that says happy vibes? I don't know. I kind of like both of them. I kind of like both of them. The happy vibes shows up more, but the spooky goes with it really good. I'm going to put the spooky one in there. Okay, let's get some tape. I'm going to tape the back side of our piece here. Okay, let me see my measurements, where I need to put that zipper in here. Pretty sure it's okay. I know I have it in here somewhere. Okay, there it is. We need to attach it. Okay. So let's find our centers here. Okay, got those centers marked. Okay, we're going to find the center on this one. We already have that. Peel back the tape. We're going to place this right there. Oops. I moved it. There we go. We'll move the rest of the tape. Okay, and we're just going to let it gently lay down there. Okay, we'll put this right there under the edge. Okay, love it. Okay, well, now we're just going to sew around the outside. I'm not going to back stitch. I'm just going to pull the thread through after. One more. Okay, now we're going to grab these threads and tie them off. Do you hate those days that your fingers don't work? Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut the center part out. There we go. I'm going to trim right here a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Oops. Missed a piece up here too. Okay. Just try and make sure that we don't have any material showing through that window there. Okay. Now I'm going to get my zipper tape. Put my zippers on. Okay, let's see, I've got my ghosties, which I think that's definitely going to be an outside one. Now I'm wondering, I have now, these are all gold. I don't want to use the gold. I'm going to use another Mickey Mouse. I'm going to use 2 of my Mickey Mouse pulls. No, I think I'm just going to use a plain gunmetal one for the inside one because we're not going to see it anyway, really much. So, there we go. I'll just get a plain one. Come on. There you go. We will get our zippers on here. And my other one is going to be okay. Let me cut this. There we go. Okay. The long one's going to be the outside. I mean the main zipper. And the small one, of course, is going to be the lining. Make sure you singe your edges here. Put that one aside. We'll put this one on. Oh, I forgot about this one. How many tags is too many tags? Look what I have, my cork ones. I have Beware Hitchhiking Ghost. And I have Foolish Mortals. Oh my goodness. Not that one. Not the right color. Do I want Foolish Mortals or Beware Hitchhiking Ghost? Oh my goodness. And where do I put it? Darn. Okay. Oh, decision. These are from Heartwood and Hide. I think I want a Hitchhiking Ghost. Yep. Okay. Let's do that before I get my zipper on. Oops. Okay. We are going to put that down a little bit. Let me put some tape on the back. And then I'm going to kind of center it here. I'm going to put my stitches down, or my stitch length, I should say. Okay, we're going to pull these through. There we go. Pull those threads through. I know I'm putting a lot into this bag, but you know, this one's mine. And I want all the pretty things. Okay, now before I forget, I'm going to put my stitch length back up because I do forget after I sew these on sometimes. I'm going to singe these a little bit. There we go. Oh my gosh, how adorable. Now, back to the zipper panel. We're going to put some tape along the top and bottom edge of our zipper. Okay. And then we're also going to put some tape on the top edges of our pockets, lining pieces. And this is, you know, like I said, it's kind of a birthed drop-in hybrid, so we don't need to leave this pocket open because we're not going to be turning through this pocket. So, okay. So, we're going to put this one this way. This way. No, that's not right. That way. Okay. I had it the right way around to begin with. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm taking my zipper with the pull going to the right, and I'm putting it at the top of this pocket lining piece. Okay. And then I'm going to take my outside piece, turn it upside down, remove this tape. Okay. Then we're going to center that over the zipper pocket, or the zipper, like so. Yep. Looks good. And we're just going to sew across the bottom of that. Okay, I'm going to remove this top piece off of the zipper also and let that lie right there. Okay, pulling the stitches through, so we're going to start down here. All the way in. Make sure you move your zipper pull out of the way. Pull the threads through, tie them off. And now when you turn it to the front, okay, we're going to fold this pocket down first. Okay, and fold this down like so. Now when you turn it to the front, your zipper is going to the left, which is what we want. Okay, now you're going to take your other lining piece, remove the tape from the top, and you're going to set this on the top edge of your tape lined up with your other pocket lining piece. Okay, the edge of the tape. Now we're going to put our needle in right here, and we're going to sew up the side, down, and then down the other side. Okay, and then tie off our threads. Move my zipper out of the way there. One more. Okay. Pull these threads through and tie them off. And then we'll close up the pocket. And then we'll be ready to assemble the lining. Put our bottom, oh no, we have to do our zipper panel. Okay, let's close this pocket up and trim the zipper down. Okay, let's start on this side. Oh, I totally missed the bottom because I forgot that they weren't the same size. Okay, got it. Now I'll trim that down. Okay. Trim that bottom down, and we will trim sides a bit. Okay. Let's singe those zipper ends a little bit again. There we go. That's the bad thing about using cotton. The more you handle it, the more it frays. Okay, now we're going to work on our zipper panel. And apparently I didn't cut a zipper panel. Can you believe that? I did not even cut it. Okay, hold on just a second. Well, I don't know what I did with them. I remember cutting them, I think, but I can't find my pattern piece, so I'm gonna have to dig through my trash and look for it. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna do the zipper panel. Okay. So that part, zipper, zipper. It's around here somewhere. There it is. Might have put it in with another pattern piece. Okay, so we're going to mark 1 inch from the short edges here. Because we're going to fold these up. And we're going to do the same on the lining pieces. Those are the wrong lining pieces too. Hold on just a second. I am so sorry. I am taking forever getting this done. I'm making a total mess over here. I'm pretty sure I did cut it because I interfaced it, I thought. But I'm not going to interface this right now. So I'm just over here cutting my pieces of the lining. And I'm going to have to tear up my sewing room looking for those missing pieces. Okay, got that done. Okay, here we go. Now, these short edges here. Oops. There we go. We're going to put some tape on the ends. that we can fold them down. The same on these pieces. Put some tape on the end. Okay, and we're going to fold these down to meet the line that we drew. On all 4 edges. Then we're going to turn our zipper, we're going to do the 90-degree at the open end of the zipper. And you know I'll find that piece when I'm least looking for it. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to put some tape, 1/8" along these, just along one of the long sides on each one. Okay, like so. And then where it opens up here at the top, I'm going to turn this into a 90-degree, where you just pinch the edge and pull the side up to the teeth. Pull the side up to meet the teeth. And I like to pin it because I think it holds better for me until I can get the stitch down. I know some people will use their lighter and singe the edge and hold it together that way. I don't feel comfortable with that. I feel like it's going to come out. Okay, my 90 degrees. So I'm just going to stitch down that just to hold it in place. Now my mind is going like crazy. I'm like, where did I put that piece? I know I had it. I just hope I didn't accidentally throw it away at some point. Okay. Now I'm going to cinch the edges. Cut this little excess off here. No. There we go. Okay, we're going to take an, see, and when you zip it up, it's not going to go flying out. We're going to take one of these pieces, remove the tape, and we're going to meet the teeth up with the bottom of this raw edge here. Okay, gently, don't pull the zipper, place it along there. Then we'll take one of our lining pieces and we'll match it up. And then we're just going to use clips to hold our bits of sandwich together. Okay. And just gently clip it as you go. Okay. Now we're going to stitch that down. I like to pull my zipper out of the way. Okay, I'm going to sew the bottom of my zipper together because I don't want to accidentally fling my zipper off, my zipper pull. Okay, zip it back up, fold this in. We're going to fold those two wrong sides to meet. Okay, now we're going to stitch up the short end across the zipper and back around. And just do the whole, all four edges. Okay, now we're going to take our other pieces, match those up, pull our tape off. It would help if I put the tape on the zipper side, not the other side. Okay, we'll match up our lining pieces. Okay, pull my zipper out of the way. Zip it back up. Pull that down. Okay, same thing. Sew around the whole outside edge. Okay. Now, fold these in half so that we can find these centers, and we will attach them to our lining pieces. Okay. Still the bottom. Okay, we will take the back zipper piece and we put this piece up here, the zipper panel. And we will take one of our magnet pieces. Having a moment, and we will line that up across the top. Okay. And our seam allowance. Okay, now we will fold this up and we will stitch with the seam allowance going towards the top. We're going to stitch on the lining or the top piece, top stitch. I almost lined up my stripes. Okay, see? Now we're going to do the same for the other lining piece. Okay, well, whoop, almost as normal. Match our centers here. Okay, then we're going to take our magnet piece and match our centers. Okay, we're going to do the same seam allowance. Okay, and then we're going to fold that piece up again and do our top stitch. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to put our side pieces on. Let me trim up these interfacing. Okay, what I'm going to do on these side pieces first is I'm going to mark the bottom, our start and stop line, and I'm going to mark across the top where we're going to fold over the top edge. Okay. Let's do that first. Top edge, and then the bottom. Okay. Put our piece of tape on here, fold it down. On the top part. Okay. We'll fold to that line, and we're going to clip it. There we go. Okay, now let me mark this. You want to mark these fold down or fold over lines also, where you're going to be folding the sides in. Okay, and put our tape on those pieces. Oh, come on. There it is. Okay, now we're going to put our side linings on. Okay. Match them up on the bottom like we did before. We have that line marked so we know where to start and stop, or where to stop when we're sewing down the side here. Okay. Okay, grab the other one, put it on the other side here. Okay, now we'll do the same to the other side. Just make sure your zipper tape is out of the way. Okay. I'll fold that up out of the way there. I'm going to unzip this. Give me a little bit more wiggle room. There we go, that's better. Okay, now the other side. And then we'll put the bottom on. We are almost done. I know this has taken a while, but we had some design decisions to make, and we did a pretty good job, I think. Glad you guys were here to help me decide. Okay, now for the bottom, we're going to do pretty much like we did on the exterior. I'm going to mark my centers first. And then we will mark our start and stop lines for sewing. Okay. Okay, let's mark those lines. Okay, got everything marked. Now, we're going to start with a straight edge. I didn't mark that center very well, did I? That's better. Line up our centers. Okay. And we're going to start and stop. Those outer edges there. Okay, we'll do the other long side. Match up the centers. See what I'm doing? And I'm going to start at this and stop at that half inch. Okay, we'll do the short ends the same way. Did I not? Oh, I didn't mark that short end. It's okay. Squish that down so we can get the right up in that corner there. And we'll do this end same way. Okay, I think I'm going to trim this bottom piece here. Do a little bit more on this. Didn't get quite in the corner there. There it is. Let me check this upper corner. This one was there we go. Now I'm going to trim those corners and the edges here so that this sits down nicely inside the bag. So we don't have so much bulk down on the bottom down there. Okay, done. Trimmed the bottom. We're going to open this out and we're going to turn this right side out. Okay. That's good. Okay, now we're going to put, yeah, that's all good. We're going to put the lining down inside the exterior. Let me fold in my edges first, I think, where we put those. Oh, we'll fold those in after. Okay, put the handles down inside there. And this is going to be the front. And this is the back. Okay, we're going to do right sides together. We're going to match the tops up here. Okay, because now we're just going to sew across these top edges. Okay. Guess I should flip those around. Okay, now we're going to sew those together just at that top that I've clipped. Okay, we'll do the other side. There we go. Now we're going to turn it out. This is the birthing part, and then we'll be doing the drop-in part in a minute. Okay. Make sure I don't need to turn that down. Nope. Okay, we're going to pull the lining out like so. Then you have this big opening right here to pull the exterior through. Okay. Pull that through. That bottom through. Got the bow. Flip it. There we go. Push that bottom out. Push those corners out. Looks good. There we go. Okay, I'll turn the lining down inside there. I'm going to poke the lining down in there. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to fold over our sides at that mark. this side. All the way over. There we go. Oops. Hold that down for a minute. I want to get the tape off this other side. Pull it. There we go. Okay. Hold that down. There we go. And we will do this side the same way. This side to do too. Okay, we're getting there. Usually I fold these edges in before I do the top, stitch the top together, but I think I'm liking this better. Let's see how it top stitches and then we'll decide if we like this better. There went that clip. Because you can't see the raw edges. Okay, now we're going to go around and match up our sides. Oops, there goes another clip. These clips are just throwing themselves away now. See, we're tucking this in and we're lining up our folded edges there. Okay. Tucking in the seam allowances there towards the bag. It's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to, let me check my bobbin, but I'm going to top stitch from the inside because it's easier, I think. Okay. Get my tape out of the way, because then I can move my handles down out of the way. Yeah. Make sure I didn't get my zipper twisted. Tuck that down in there. Okay, and I'm going to start down here at the corner. I don't know if you'll be able to see much, but I will try. Yeah, there we go. My threads. Oh, that one just completely broke. Okay, here we go. Make sure your handles are tucked down out of the way. And I'm going to use my hump jumper because I'm going to need it. I think I'm going to turn my stitch up to a 5. Okay, make sure your handle is down out of the way. Make sure your zipper is down out of the way. Well, make sure your D-rings are turned down too. You don't want those to hit those with the needle. Okay, we are done. Let's prop her up. See how she's doing. She might need a breather. Zip her up. Okay, we still have to put our rivets in up here. Let's do that real quick. Got some threads. There we go. It's looking good though. Okay. I'm going to mark where I want my rivets for my handles. And you're going to go through the, all the way through all pieces because, it's already sewn together, so. Okay. Get my hole punch. Through. Okay, let's get our rivets. I think I poured out too many. But that's okay. I did pretty good. About 3.5 hours. Well, half of that was me searching for my pieces. I have no idea what I did with those. I have a lot of things cut, so it probably got mixed up with something else. Okay, press those down real quick. She looks good. All I have to do is put a zip end on, which I will do later when I do my hardware for my crossbody strap. But I wanted to show you guys how she looks. Okay, hold on just a sec. We'll look. Okay, we are done. Isn't she cute? There's the back. Looks good. I still have to put the zip on. Look at the side. We got our feet on. I'm so happy with this one. I'm so happy. We got our little Mickey Mouse ghosty pull. And on the inside, we have a zip pocket with an overlay. And then we have slip pockets. She turned out so cute. I'm so happy. Can't wait to do the wallet for her. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the Valora by Mormino with the bow from Isaiah in her Fiona bag pattern. It's a great, Lauren, great suggestion. I can't stop making them. So many ideas. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.